What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze, we're back with another video, and in today's video guys, me going over Vampire Gilda's best gear set, explaining the roles on the gear and my decision for what gear I actually do recommend for this character. Since she is a character that's going to be summoned by a lot of people, I actually did decide to do the best gear set video for this character, guys. So let's hop in and let's actually discuss what gear set I'm going to recommend for the Vampire Gilda. Before we actually hop into the video, make sure to subscribe to your boy Amazing. We are on the road to the 50,000 subscribers. If you guys haven't hit that sub button already, man, I definitely do appreciate if you would. I've been pumping out a ton of Grand Cross content as of late, man, and I still will continue to do that. So I definitely do appreciate all the support as per usual. And with that out of the way, guys, let's talk about Vampire Gilda and my recommended best gear set here that I'm going to be running for the character. So right here, this is the brand new Vampire Gilda, guys. In terms of the gear that we're actually going to be rocking on the character, it's going to be either a HP defense set, HP critical defense, or HP critical damage. Now, there's multiple explanations and reasons why I would run these three different gear sets, guys, and let's actually talk about them in this video and why I might recommend a specific gear set over another. Alright, so let's go over the main thing, being that we're always running 4 set HP. Now, the reason why we're running 4 set HP, guys, is because Vampire Gilda is a character that does scale off of her max HP. Characters that scale off max HP obviously means that for them to do high damage, they need to have high HP. Looking at characters like Vampire Gilda, Purgatory Bond, Reinhardt, these are all characters that scale off of max HP, and so what we're going to be doing in the actual gear set is we're going to be amplifying the damage by giving her an HP set. HP scaling is one of the best scaling methods of damage in gaming in general. Like, any game that you go to with a character that scales off HP is very broken because you have a character that can tank really well and dish out a ton of damage while being very tanky, right? So that's one thing that I do think, can definitely benefit Gilda in that. So you guys might think that you might want to run regeneration rate on your rolls for your HP gear, because in the passive here it says increases the basic stats of demon allies by 30% of the hero's regeneration rate up to 20%, and the hero's given the additional race demon. So the thing is with that is that you actually don't have to run that, because on her actual substats, already, if you actually go to Gilda's substats here, she already has an innate 54% regeneration rate, guys, and she gains 15% when you run LR Liz backline. Now, this is a character that you're going to be running alongside her in PvP, and so I'll just show you guys like a demonstration of like the team that you would run, let's say. And yeah, this is going to be a way that you can get to your max regeneration rate without having to run a specific gear set and also changing the roles on your gear anyway. For a character like Gilda. So right here, this is the team that I was rocking, guys, and LR Liz background. Remember, her passive actually doesn't work in the back this part specifically, but it's the Holy Relic right here, which increases HP related stats, meaning you get regeneration rate, you get lifesteal, you get HP, and you get recovery rate. You get all 4 of those things, 15% increase on that. And so that means that if you are, I think it's specifically for Gilda, you need to be about 66.7%, I think it was. One of my viewers actually did let me know, but the regeneration rate, pretty much 30% or 20% of the amount of regeneration rate you would need to actually get that full basic stat amount is only 66.7%, guys. And so that's easily attainable by running LR Liz backline, and so it's actually not needed for you to run, regeneration rate instead of like HP rolls on the actual HP gear itself. So in terms of the rolls though on the gear here, guys, we are running 4 set HP on the actual set bonus. So you guys can see 4 set HP for 20% HP, and then on the actual rolls themselves, we're going full HP for the actual damage bonus. Remember, she scales off HP. That means the higher the HP, the more damage she's going to deal. So I actually did, roll for high HP here. If you actually look at both the pieces right here, I actually did go for HP. Now, for the middle pieces here, you can go for defense. I think defense is completely fine. I think you could also go with critical defense or critical resistance. That is also another thing you can actually do as well, but it's really up to you. And for me as a player that likes to do a ton of PvE content, my Gilda, I specifically made the gear in this manner so that I can actually swap the top pieces here, guys. Now, as you guys can see, the top pieces here are attack, and remember, because Gilda is only an HP scaling character, she doesn't actually rely on the actual attack effect itself. Attack is a completely useless stat for Gilda, but the main reason why I would run attack on Gilda is for higher CC in PvP. That is the main thing that you actually do gain from running attack versus running critical damage and then running crit chance rolls. Even though this would technically give you more damage, If you're running Gilda for like a PvP team specifically, and you want to have the highest amount of CC possible with Gilda, then you definitely want to run HP defense with the attack rolls on the top pieces at the bare minimum, guys. Now, if we were to swap these, look how much CC we actually do lose here. So before we actually do that, we're at 68,600. This is with my full HP defense set with about 14%, give or take, you know, higher rolls, whatever the case, right? But if we were to swap these top pieces for my bond critical damage pieces, right, the damage is what actually does get amplified here, because we're running a bunch of crit chance and crit damage rolls now. So if we actually go to these substats, look how much we're gaining here for her damage. We're going to be getting 30% crit chance and then 36% critical damage. So now we're rocking above 100% crit chance and above 240% critical damage, right? Versus before, where if we're running this, you know, we'll have the higher CC. So I'll show you guys the CC. Though we drop about 4k CC. So the main reason why I would go with this gear set though, mainly guys, is because you're probably going to be running Gilda most of the time in PvP. Now, if you wanted to run a PvE version of Gilda, guess what you could do? You could actually get common gear like this, right? So this is my Lilia gear that had Pierce Ray for the original blue Lilia. If I was to get common gear, guys, and I make it roll with crit chance, crit damage, and actually put it on these top pieces right here, and I swap these out, guess what? I could actually run Gilda for super crazy DPS, and I could reroll all of this with gold, right? Because it wouldn't actually cost gems to actually reroll a common piece, and we don't really need high CC in PvE content, so it would mainly just be a way to increase your damage in PvE. But if we're talking strictly PvP content for Gilda, then you definitely want to run attack rolls just for the CC, in my opinion, man, because, you know, at the end of the day, in PvP right now, mostly it is a go first or lose meta. If you go first, you're gonna have a lot better of an experience versus going second. So that's why I do recommend, you know, HP defense. But again, I did say there's a few other gear sets you can run. I think there is HP critical damage, which I mentioned for damage sets. You could also run HP critical defense, right? I think critical defense could be good. If you are running HP critical defense, by the way, you definitely don't want to make your gear in this manner. You'd want to make it in the manner like this. So you'd want to have the top pieces be HP pieces and not have it be the way I had it for Gilda's gear initially. The only reason why I decided to make the gear like this is so I can swap these top pieces out if I want to use her in PvE content, guys, where, you know, because the top pieces don't really matter for her damage in, or because they don't really matter for CC in PvE, you know, I can swap these out and we can actually give her the crit chance, crit damage, whatever the case, and we can put that on the top. But yeah, I mean, for like a Heroes Arena like situation like that, then I guess you would want to run the gear in this manner. But it's really up to you. I mean, it doesn't really matter how you put the gear in whatever manner, but it's more of a convenience thing for me, where I like to swap out the top pieces and I run a different set. But yeah, if you were to run like a set like this, we could just swap the middle pieces here, guys, and we could do like critical defense. You know, you could do the middle pieces swapping the two, making sure you still have the 4 set HP. As long as you still have 4 set HP, you should be completely fine. But usually I do recommend people build their gear like this. But again, you know, it really depends on like how you want to go about it. I did the exact same thing for Purgatory Bond. I did his gear just like this as well. But yeah, I mean, it's really up to you guys. So that's pretty much the TLDR right there for Gilda's gear, though. Generally, for PvP and you want to go first, HP defense with attack rolls on your defense pieces, just so you have the highest CC possible. But if we're talking about, you know, you want to use her in like PvE, or you want to use her in like Heroes Arena, then you're going to go for either, you know, HP critical defense maybe for Heroes Arena, or HP critical resistance for Heroes Arena. Or if we're talking like actual PvE content, then we're talking HP critical damage, and you're rocking crit chance, crit damage rolls on the top pieces. That's kind of the idea that I got, you know, when using this character, because considering the attack the attack itself doesn't actually matter for damage, you can run it for CC. And then have the other set be for, you know, like a damage set. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the TLDR right there on what I actually do recommend for Gilda's gear. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.